Hi everyone, this is Grandmaster Jesse Bowen, and thank you for stopping by my website to check out my new book. This is Public Speaking for Martial Artists, and this book was created because I feel this is one of the missing parts in running a professional martial arts school, understanding your classes, doing public speaking, whether it's to groups or just to your students. It really doesn't matter. It's not what we say, it's how we say it. Now, this book goes through more than just public speaking. It goes into the daily activities that you're actually doing from your classroom format, how to answer the telephone. So it has a lot of things in the book that deals with the daily things that you do. So we're going a little journey here to check out the first few pages. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go through the book and we're going to read, I think, probably the first 30 pages of the book. So you can get a chance to check it out. So it's about 120 pages in the book. There's exercises that you can do that will help you to grow your martial arts business as a speaker, improve your sales, improve your communication with your parents, improve the communication with your students. So there's just so many things in this book that you can benefit from. So check it out, and we're going to get started.
Author Jesse Bowen. Grandmaster Jesse Bowen, a 10th degree black belt, author of over 20 books and audio programs on personal development and martial arts biographies, including the Who's Who in the Martial Arts Biography Series and the Martial Arts Masters and Pioneers Biography Series. A corporate educator for Duke Corporate Education, certified life success and business coach, certified Silva Method lecturer, certified sports hypnosis and mind game coach, writer for the Martial Arts World News magazine, and Martial Arts Masters and Pioneers blog talk show host. He has influenced thousands of students through his martial arts and personal development programs at Karate International Durham, located in Durham, North Carolina. He is also the founder of the American Martial Arts Alliance Institute 2004, member of the Duke University Physical Education staff for over 27 years teaching martial arts, mindfulness training, bowling, coach for the Duke University Collegiate Taekwondo team, former professional bowler PBA Tour, former martial arts coach for the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill football program, former sports coordinator for North Carolina Amateur Sports, former United States Olympic Committee 1987 Sports Festival coordinator, tournament director for the Durham Karate Championship. Introductory. Welcome to Public Speaking for Martial Artists. I'm your coach, Jesse Bowen. Don't be fooled by the title. This book is for everyone, especially as a person that wants to stand in front of others and lead. The training program draws on my 38 years as a martial arts instructor, business owner, motivational speaker, blog talk radio show host, and corporate educator. Since the vastness of my martial arts, business, motivational training, and corporate educating is so vast, my goal is to present the training in a way anyone can benefit from it. In some areas, you will read, I'm speaking directly as a martial artist teaching and leading from the martial arts training floor. Other times you will read, I'm speaking regarding speaking on more general terms as a professional speaker. Please do not be confused, the message is the same, whether you are speaking to one person or a group of 10,000. No matter where you are on the English language scale, you can always do better. Your speech or presentation, your dialogue will be based around your environment. If you are around positive people, then you will have a positive language. If your environment is around negative people, then your environment will produce negative language. The consistent awareness about your speech or presentation, vocabulary, and how you're using words to communicate to others is key in leadership positions. Before we get into all the nuts and bolts of how to become a public speaker, I want to give you the shocking news. You are already a public speaker whether you are talking to your family, your friends, co-workers, leading in a meeting, or teaching your martial arts class. You are already a public speaker. In this training program, the objective is to make you an effective public speaker. Who is the public in public speaking? The public can be your martial arts class, a small group in a committee meeting, or a broad audience at a political rally. The public is not only an audience in the usually understood sense of the word but any group of people addressed by an individual speaker. Public speaking is commonly understood as formal, face-to-face speaking of a single person to a group of listeners. Traditionally, public speaking was a part of the art of persuasion. When a potential client calls to gain information about your martial arts program, how do you answer the telephone? It provides you with the opportunity to impress someone through your voice and the words you speak to make an appointment and pursue you as a teacher. I learned very early in my martial arts business the importance of the telephone. The first words out of your mouth will make it or break it to whether the person makes an appointment to attend your class. An important point to understand in the development of your public speaking program is that the audience, purpose, time and place, and the speaker's confidence and experience are all critical in speaking opportunities through which to develop skills. How my fear turned me into a world-class speaker. The birth of this book started over 5 decades ago with the first time I was asked to take over a martial arts class. I was a green belt, and my martial arts instructor asked me to become his assistant instructor. I had prior knowledge of all the technical information because, before that time, I was the only student in his morning program. I had the great opportunity to have his technical knowledge, intellectual wisdom, and someone who believed in me. Not only did he show me kindness, but he shared with me the information I'd never thought or heard of before. It was about being a martial artist, courage, insight of fighting ability, and that my voice and words mattered. He never realized my confidence was stolen from me years before as I stood up in front of a group and began to read from the Bible and realized many of the words I could not pronounce, nor did I understand, as I was helped by the minister to finish the reading. I felt as if everyone were snickering and laughing at me, and that moment haunts me until today. Maybe that's my drive to continue to improve myself as a speaker and a motivator because of that experience. When he asked me to take over the class, I found myself in front of a group of 25 or 30 people looking at me waiting for me to give them a command, and as I stood there, that moment in the church flashed before my eyes. Words would not come out of my mouth, and I just stood there. Finally, I looked at one of the senior brown belts, and I asked him to go to the front and take over the class. You have to realize I'm only a green belt, not even halfway to black belt, and asked to take on a responsibility that I feel I'm not qualified. You may be feeling the same way about where you were in life as a speaker. I knocked on the door of my instructor, and he said to come in with a loud voice, and I told him, "Sir, I can't do this." I remember him smiling and looking at me and saying, "Here, take this notebook. It was called The Methodology of Teaching." He said, "Go home, read it, and come back tomorrow." I said, "Yes, sir." I read the material. It was about how to structure a martial arts class and what you need to say and do and to build a class plan. I was obedient. I came back the next day, and it felt pretty much the same, and I struggled through the class. At the end of the class, he brought me in and began to correct my speech, my grammar, what I was saying, how I was saying it, and gave me options on using different words and pronunciation of different words. Well, that was a very long time ago, but the impact was strong enough to move me to the top of my profession. Today, I'm a corporate educator for the #1 executive coaching business in the world. I travel the world speaking to companies such as Raytheon, Nike, Coke, American Express, and other organizations about the power of breaking through barriers that stop you from reaching the top of where you want to be in life. Are there goals you want to achieve? Is what and how you say it holding you back? Your speech, your communication skills, may be stopping you from being a part of the elite. As you read through this book and follow the steps, not only will you learn how to be at the top of your game, but you're going to find that you will even change your value, your net worth as a speaker, your instructions as a martial arts instructor, and as a communicator, your words, making a good first impression. First impressions can make or break a business, and a positive experience can create long-lasting business relationships. Making a good first impression is particularly important when it comes to meeting customers, pitching to potential clients, or doing interviews. Making people want to listen to you is an important life skill to develop. Communicating ideas and information in an organized manner with poise and self-confidence is a skill that can be developed by reading this book. List your goal outcome. Do you have a mentor or someone you consider an awesome speaker? Maybe it's Tony Robinson, Martin Luther King Jr., Jack Canfield, Les Brown, or anyone that you could sit and listen to for hours. Identifying your purpose. Begin with the end in mind. The essentials of public speaking are not to gain but to give. What is the call to action for your speech or presentation? Why do you want to improve your speaking abilities? The improvement of your speaking ability starts with self-confession of your weaknesses or desires. Whether you want to be or not, you are a public speaker. When you are engaging in conversations with your family, friends, or martial arts students, you are influencing them through the words you say. Everyone speaks well when they're speaking to friends. That's because people are authentic and animated when they're talking to their friends. And those qualities are precisely the ones that make you enjoyable to listen to. But meeting someone you don't know, such as a new student who has enrolled in your intro program, allows you to stand in front of a group talking about the benefits your services offer. Your enrollment and telephone presentation must allow you to look at where you are now and where you desire to be in the future. One of the most important aspects of speaking to your students or a group is being able to formulate your teaching philosophy, which allows you to articulate your general and specific approaches toward instruction. A teaching philosophy is beneficial because it allows you to assess your strengths and limitations as an instructor. It also helps you realize your short-term and long-term pedagogical goals. A good, complete teaching philosophy includes several key issues. First, what do you believe are the most effective teaching methods? Are you using a lecture format? Engaging students in collaborative learning? Should students focus on theory or skills? What types of courses require you to emphasize one rather than the other? Also, you should be able to formulate specific teaching goals, particularly as you strive to improve your teaching methods. The importance of goal setting. The most important first step as a martial artist with the responsibility of leading others is to understand the goal outcome. Being able to articulate this into words will be a clear first step for those who will look to you for leadership. As an effective business owner and leader, you have to ask questions like this. What are my financial goals? How many students or clients will I need to accomplish my financial goals? The importance of goal setting must not be overlooked when preparing for any classroom or business presentation. The very first thing you need to do before you even embark on your presentation is to define your objectives. What do I want my students to gain from my class? You must begin with the end in mind. Ask yourself this: what do I want to achieve from my speech or class presentation? What do I want my students, the audience, to receive? And what do I want my audience to do next? The first thing you need to do in the speech preparation process is to identify your purpose. The purpose of your presentation can range from creating awareness, fostering understanding, generating impact, selling a product, or even to inspire your audience. Remember that the main reason why you're presenting in the first place is to give, not just gain. As such, your goals should be in alignment with allowing your audience to benefit from your presentation. Your purpose setting must be extremely clear, not just to yourself, but to your audience as well. Having a clear purpose helps them internally craft the benefits they will gain from listening to you. The biggest mistake of public speaking is when you start with the wrong purpose in mind. Mediocre speakers, teachers operate without a specific use, which can easily cause stress and anxiety. The nature of your goal is just as essential as the purpose itself. Many speakers, teachers often mistakenly assume or even subconsciously decide that their mission is audience validation and approval. Wrong, that is completely foolish. These feelings will cause high pressure on the speaker to be perfect to win approval, and this creates a great deal of anxiety. I call this a stress-producing purpose. Once you've established the purpose of your presentation, you can easily craft your presentation around it for it to be achieved. Remember that the essence of public speaking is not to gain something, but to give something. When you operate with that frame of mind, you automatically tune your body language, tone of voice, and craft content that is useful for your audience. With that, you immediately attract the attention of the majority. To conclude this section, here's a quick summary. Before you answer a telephone, do a presentation or student enrollment, or stand before a group, even writing your speech or presentation, you need to clearly define your objectives and ask yourself, what do you want to achieve with this? And to set goals that benefit not just yourself, but your audience as well. Now that you've identified the purpose of your speech, you can move on to the next stage. Be prepared as a leader. One of the worst things you could ever do as a leader is to step out in front of your class, business team, or speak to a group of would-be listeners without the necessary preparation. Over my 40-plus years of teaching classes, the most crucial point was the preparation. Having a great class starts with the end in mind. It is also crucial that you have the best information. I would spend hours weekly planning for my classes. I would review information from other successful classes as well as my subscription to the martial arts industry magazines. Not only did I do this for my martial arts school, but I did it for my Duke University classes and also for corporate training. Your knowledge of the material that you introduce is a make it or break it for the success of your presentation. If you want to be a successful leader, then you must prepare, prepare, and prepare. Your martial arts classroom or the podium that you may stand behind is the giant stage, and everyone is watching. Your mindset needs to be that you are a superstar and you're there to win the hearts of your audience. You're looking for the standing ovation. How do you evaluate yourself? Look at your student enrollment. Do you have students that are not continuing in your martial arts program? Or are you a one-shot deal for a company? The better you prepare, the more success and revenue you'll achieve. As a speaker, you must also be a motivator. How many black belts have you produced up until this time? Did you produce the exact number that you planned? What if you could produce 100 black belts or 1,000 black belts? All of these goals can be attainable. The better you are at your presentation, the higher your enrollment will be.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the tour of my book. Again, if you have any questions about public speaking, the opportunities of corporate educating, how to become a life coach, how, just using your martial arts, you can impact your community. How do you do it? Then I'm here to support you and help you to learn how to be a corporate educator, how to do the things that you really would like to do in life. Hey, this is Grandmaster Jesse Bowen. Remember, go to the website and you can go to elitepublications.org and order the book. You can order it off of Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million. So check it out. It's also in Kindle format, and you can go to Lulu and you can download it in PDF format also. Hey, this is Grandmaster Bowen. Hey, be blessed. Hey, check out the book.